Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And I'm sorry I'm a little bit late. I was talking with family members because there is a superstar amongst us. I can't give out the name yet. There's an artist who actually has following. I'll give you some excerpts. Over 140,000 followers on Instagram, a YouTube star as a little kid, does music, and I didn't realize that when I actually was speaking with him earlier today. And I'm like, oh my God, he doesn't need to be on a label. He doesn't even need to be anything. He's his own man. He could actually do this without him. He already has a following. He could actually be independent artist and make money on a daily basis. But that's a whole nother story. Again, thank you so much for being here. And tonight we have to talk about NVIDIA, the stock explosion. Both of them are coming. Are you going to be in the stock market over the next 2 years? Let's get going. Real estate going up. You best believe it, regardless of whatever somebody says right now about the real estate market when interest rates go down, because the mortgage loan officers are chomping at the bit as rates have already dropped. Can you imagine if it goes down to 4%, 3.95? That could happen in only like 6 months. Do you think home prices are going to drop or stay the same? I think they're going to rise. So, investors, what are you going to be doing? We got a lot to talk about tonight. Gold, silver, precious metals, just a little bit of that's going to be needed, because why? Whenever the rich guys are doing something, you should be following. And welcome. Stop Struggling Now gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, on this Monday. You know what that means. I can't even believe this. I have all my dates all wrong, but it is Monday. That means it's SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And once again, I want to apologize for me being way late. But like I said, there was business. I was trying to help one of the young guns in the music biz, just give him a little bit of advice. And I find out, oh no, he's not just a young gun in the music biz. He's a young gun, but he's got followers. He's got music. He's got great music if you like rap. So anyhow, all I can say is that's why I'm late. But thank you so much for waiting for me. Thank you so much for being here. Everybody else, make sure you smash that like button on the way in. If you saw the trailer, then that's good. Let me know. If you received a notification, please let me know. That would be helpful. Make sure you share the videos and let other people know what's going on around here. For 5 years, I've been on YouTube trying to help people. That's why it's the No Guru Zone. No courses to sell. No seminars, no webinars. None of that goes down unless we're going to the Dominican Republic to go look at real estate. No credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry. December 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, you go to ssnlifestyle.com to sign up and register. That's the only thing that we do. This will be the last one as well. Why? Because prices are going up for pre-construction. Things that used to be 200,000, 175, 230 are now $380 to $400,000. Oh my goodness. We got a lot to talk about. And look who's in the house. Leeson Martinez. Thank you so much for being here. A real estate investor in the Dominican Republic. Speak of the devil. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And he says his tagline this evening, happy Monday, SSN Nation. Let's go. Let's grow. That's what we're trying to do here. We have to grow, ladies and gentlemen. And first things first, make sure if you are not in the stock market business, you need to make it your business. Why? There's going to be a bull run. It's already started. It happened like 2 years ago, but it's going to continue to rise up. Why? Federal Reserve is in meetings right now in Jackson, Wyoming. That's right. with world central banks. They're plotting. We're going to reduce interest rates, guys, next month. That means you guys can reduce your interest rates next month. That's right, guys. Let's get this going. Let's get this debt moving again. Make sure people can borrow so that can blow up balloons. Meanwhile, all of our assets are going to grow in price. Let's go. And by the way, for all those to default, we can buy it up. This is what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. They're plotting for your demise. The rest of the middle class and upper middle class is about to be wiped out in 3 years. So listen, Martinez, what did you do? You bought real estate, which is a good hedge against inflation and a way to build wealth as well. And he got the condo hotel. Now, I can't even remember because I've been talking about 11 of them. But anyhow, listen, I want to know, did they tell you anything about the condo hotel? So we'll get into that shortly, but that's not the main thing tonight. Laverne Penix is in the house. We call him here in our lovely YouTube street as Mr. Cool. He's here. Another real estate investor, business owner is here. Hello, SSN Nation starts his tagline. I hope everyone is doing well. I received a notification and saw the trailer. That's one person. And make sure you share the videos, ladies and gentlemen, because it's very, very important. I did ask once, but this is the second time. So I'd appreciate it because the YouTube gods show us no love. Why don't they show us any love? You tell me. Maybe somebody will let me know one day. But what we're trying to get you to do is invest in assets. What's an asset? An asset is a piece of paper, real estate, stock, something, owning of a business that you receive money back. I give you $20,000, I start getting checks next month. That is an asset. I give you $20,000 and I don't get nothing else. That's just an investment. I'm expecting some sort of return, but when is that? Or it could be just a liability, a waste of money. But nonetheless, if you don't get cash back for your dollar that you gave out, then that's not an asset. Let's get strict now, all right? Jawway J, another investor is here. It's Investors Night. I love it. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream, and everybody with the icon next to your name, even Mr. Cool, who I missed. I humbly appreciate it, ladies and gentlemen. With that icon, that means they financially support the channel under the membership banner. So I appreciate that. Hello, SSN Nation. Hope everyone is doing well. Received notification, saw the trailer, and he did the trifecta. He smashed that like button, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. And once again, thank you for being in the DR in May. It was very nice seeing you. Say hello to the wife. Thank you, man. Once again, Victor Marrero's in the house. He just retired. He's about to go on the Mr. Worldwide tour. How can he go on the Mr. Worldwide tour? Because he bought real estate. He rents it out short term. He gets checks. He worked for 30, 40 years, and he's retired and gets checks. He also does stock market trading, and now he gets checks. He also does dividend investments, dividends in stocks. Okay, YieldMaxETFs.com. We'll just start off with that. YieldMaxETFs.com. Go check it out after the video. That's why you always need a pen, pad, and paper, because we give you information that you want to use your money to get paid every month. Well, welcome, because Victor Marrero says it right. Thank you so much for being here in the SSN Nation on the Monday night. Once again, with that icon, I humbly appreciate. And his tagline is, hello, all. Let's do this. That's what we do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday nights. That's what we do. We do this, ladies and gentlemen. We not only talk about it, we try be about it. All right. Now, let's see. We have a new person that I haven't seen. Long Beach Joe Jets. Okay. I like the name. Does that mean Long Beach, Cali? All right. I'm Mr. Cali. I'm the California kid, man. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And he says salutes and respect to Snoopy in the chat. All right. I like that. Welcome to the showtime on a Monday night. I appreciate that. Victor Marrero says there was a delay with the YouTube notification. I finally got it about 3 minutes ago. I missed your entire intro. Oh, my. Thank you for letting me know. No, It was entirely my fault, Victor Marrero. It wasn't that I didn't start at 8:50 p.m. like normal. I started like 10 after 9. So no, that's why the notification just showed up. So it was way, way behind. But thank you so much for letting me know. I appreciate that. And thank you so much for being here, Victor Marrero. Make sure you own NVIDIA before 28th of August next week. That is correct. The earnings announcement is coming out and expect to be hot fuego. AMD, NVIDIA, NVDA, and also at YieldMax ETFs, you should be getting NVDA there. So you get at least a 20, 30, 40% return on your money as well, because you receive dividends every month. Some of y'all may have YMAG. I got dividends from YMAG. Saw it pop up. So that's pretty cool. And we have a lawyer in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. XQCS lawyer. How you doing? Nice to see you. Glad you're in town and glad you're watching the show. So I appreciate that. Also, don't forget, our own Professor Auntie Val has started the Beachfront Java Premium Coffee and Tea Company. Beachfrontjava.com. Go show some love. Use our promo code SSN Lifestyle, all caps. SSN Lifestyle, all caps. That's what you need to do. Okay? It's that simple. Why? After your first order, you receive a discount on all coffee and tea purchases and any other purchase on the website for life. So go show some love. You like, where's the premium coffee made? Central America, South America, Indonesia, Africa. Well, guess what? That's what kind of coffee she has. Whole bean, fine ground, for all of you who like espresso, drip ground, and some of you would say, I don't have none of that. I have a Keurig. She has Keurig as well. So you have no excuse. And there's over 20 different varieties of coffee and a few varieties of tea. Notes of chocolate is what I like. There's like 3 different ones. The Campfire Brew used to be my number one because that had the notes of chocolate. I like chocolate and coffee at the same time. But there's others. If you like cinnamon, if you like other flavors, vanilla, different kind, and it's Ziploc fresh. So no matter how you slice it, 1/2-pound bags, 1-pound bags, 3-pound bags, 5-pound bags, all different times. So make sure you guys get in on that. And once again, thank you everybody for being here. Now let's get into it, shall we? Because let's get straight. NVIDIA, like Victor Marrero started off saying, taking some of my thunder, August 28th, they have an earnings report. Whether it's good or bad, and before August 28th, you should be buying some NVIDIA is my recommendation. I am not a stock expert, but what I always say, invest early into the next best thing coming out. So that way you get to ride the wave like people have already ridden on the wave. Because remember, 3 years ago, we were talking about NVIDIA. We were talking about AMD. We were talking about all of it. They were in single digits. Some of you may not know, NVIDIA, AMD, they split their shares over the last 3 years. So you could have bought 40, 50 bucks, the shares back then, and now you have 10 times that amount. And the stock went up below $100 to over $1,000, $1,200, then split 10 to 1. So you would have 10 to 1 and a stock price, basically you're $1,000 per share ahead if you would have bought 3 years ago. So think about that, all right? So that's the beautiful thing. That's how you start this off, ladies and gentlemen. So if you don't have a brokerage account, we do have Robinhood and Webull. You do your own due diligence. You do your own research. Not everybody invests the same. But if you have never done anything with a brokerage account, down below in the description box on YouTube and on podcast, you will see a link for Robinhood and Webull. And since we have Leeson Martinez here, again, I'm anxiously waiting. If you found out anything about the condo hotel situation in the Dominican Republic, that would be greatly appreciated. I want to hear you tell me that they said Either all the units are a condo hotel or only some of the units, and how many units are the condo hotel in your complex. That's what I want to hear them say, because it seems like it's a blanket. And I want to find out if you can opt out and rent it yourself, but I don't think you can. So that leaves you in what? You can't rent it yourself, or you can. That's going to be major. So we need to know all that information. That would be greatly appreciated. Joe Nay, welcome. Another investor extraordinaire is here to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream with that icon next to his name, which I humbly appreciate. And he says his tagline this evening: what's happening in SSN Nation? I hope everybody is in good health. Yes, we are. And I hope you and your family are, and everybody here listening and watching are. And make sure you do the trifecta. Smash that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I knew he was going to do the trifecta. I got that notification and smash the like button. Thank you so much for that, man. I appreciate it. Another investor's in the house. So once again, let's keep it going with the NVIDIA, the stocks, the explosion. It's going to happen. It's going down is my thoughts. If anybody disagrees, that's a conversation we can have too, because some people would say, okay, prices are high. People aren't going to buy stocks because they live paycheck to paycheck. I just don't see it. Housing market's going to crumble because of insurance and because of the interest rate. But again, next month, the interest rates are going to start going down. And that's usually a catalyst for borrowing, refinancing, and that creates a whole nother thing. Remember, if there's homes that people bought for $250,000, $300,000 and they're worth $550,000 to $600,000, they have a $200,000 or $300,000 worth of equity. If you can refinance at 100% or 90% and you can take out $200,000, believe me, what does that mean? Sometimes that means people are going to go buy another piece of real estate or make an investment into a business or buy some stocks. You just never know what they're going to do. And that means that increases the buying, which increases the economy having money. So we will see what's going on right now. What's the right terminology? Condo hotel or condo-tel? They're both the same. Either one makes me nervous. Yes, I don't like them, so I don't really care what you call it. But those are the two names people use, condo-tel or condo hotel, so then people know what it is. But they're the same. However you slice it, that means somebody's going to manage it with the banner name, usually Hyatt, Marriott, Aston, Wyndham, you name it. It could be any hotel group. So what is it? I don't know. I'm nervous no matter how you slice it. I don't like them. I let that be known. I've made 6 or 7 part 7 came out. I've made like at least 5 videos regarding condo hotels. And every time I have to make disclaimers. I don't think it's in your best interest to earn 0 to 7%, because that's generally what you earn, because you can never get past it. Why? Because the owner of the building is actually managing it and they know how much money everybody makes. So every time you start making profit, they come with, hey, your HOA fees went up $50 per month. I mean, they just basically just keep siphoning off every time you make a little bit of extra money, is the way I look at it. I don't think that's a good thing. You're letting the fox in the hen house. It's a whole different thing if it was just a capitalist system where people can say, well, I want to rent my unit for this. I want to rent my unit for that. I'm collecting the money or something. But they're collecting the money. They're also booking the rooms. There's all kind of reasons I don't like it, because I already know the misuse that these guys do. I know firsthand. Like I said, the Miners Club, that was a Raintree property. Because Raintree was, well, always effing up, really. I won't get into that. But the fact of the matter is, Raintree would do things like not do rehab after 7 years. So they were letting units go. Then people wouldn't want to stay there, no matter how bad and cool the units are. As soon as there's wear and tear and you don't take care of that, yeah, and the wear and tear costs a lot of money. When you start having 2,000, 1,800, 1,500 square foot, 2-story units and upscale luxury furniture costs an arm and a leg. Generally, Victor Morrell knows about this because he's Margaritaville. He knows good and well they're going to Ethan Allen because they make quality furniture. In fact, that's where I think they're going. They make quality furniture. So that quality furniture could cost you $40,000, $50,000. So they didn't want to do that. So what did they do? They gave it to Wyndham. Wyndham takes over and they actually buy a few units. Then they're the management company. And I told them, don't do it. What happens? Now, Wyndham then changes it to their other brand, Worldmark. Now they're marketing it as a Worldmark property. And now all the units for Worldmark is unavailable. And all the units are booked under Worldmark first. So the Raintree units, they say, okay, we'll get around to booking, but those units are not in the best of shape either. It takes them 2 years before they would put new furniture in the Raintree properties. But every time you called up and wanted to do something, they always had a reason why you could not use it. It was just crazy. And then they're on the board too, because they own units there. And you know what owners do. They manage it. They send out the HOA notice. What do people do on their HOA notice? Oh, we believe that you're watching out for our best interest. So you sign off giving your vote to management, thinking that management's going to look out for your best interest. By giving them your vote, they now have the majority, and now they're making all the rules. We've seen this playbook before. So this is the kind of thing that you have to look out for, and that's why I really don't like condo hotel stuff. Leeson Martinez, all units are condo hotel. Oh, no. Oh, this is what I was afraid of. You're saying the wrong thing, man. Leeson. Oh, man, this is not cool. All units are condo hotel, and you cannot opt out from what I understand. You can choose not to enter a rental program, and there would be no restrictions on living there. Wow. Wow. And that also means you have to sign up for 2 years. So the question was, what happens after if you want to opt out early? What's the penalty? See, this right here is not cool. You're either in or you're out, and you're not going to be able to rent on your own. That means all the people who thought they were going to be renting it out short term and just hanging for a month or two or a week or two, and they were going to leave and then do short term, that means you can't even do that. I was afraid of this, man. I'm hoping that's not the thing, because that would really be sad, because if you own at Wave Garden in Cap Cana, you thought you're going to own something on a well, you do own on a golf course. That's Jespron, though. They are. Grespron, I don't know how to pronounce the name. Grespon, I think, owns that one. But Leeson owns that. Isn't it a Aston property? I can't remember which one he owns that. I thought it was Wave, but that's Grespron. Let us know which one you own at. I can't remember. Victor Morrell, yes, you have no choice. It's Ethan Allen Furniture. Exactly. Take it, or you won't be part of the Margarita rental program. And speaking of that, how much did they charge Victor Morrell this time around? Furniture cost a lot more than it did before, but Ethan Allen always cost a lot. So you have a 2-bedroom, right? 2-bedroom cottage, I think. Is that right? But nonetheless, all the furniture needs to be replaced, which you could start $2-3 grand each. Sofa, if there's a love seat, there probably is. What else we got? Well, it's not that much, but I bet you it's still going to cost like 25 to 35 grand. I was thinking 40, 50, but now that I'm thinking that they're not getting new countertops, at least I hope not, new countertops or any other, if they're getting other stuff, then it's going to be 40, 50 grand easy. But if it's just furniture itself, coffee table, maybe a sofa table underneath the TV type of table. Maybe you can get away with 30, 35. I'll up it 35 grand, somewhere like that. But in this day and age, I'm thinking 40, especially if you have bedrooms. You have to get the nice beds that aren't just $500. So, we'll see. But that is crazy, Lisa. This is crazy. Yeah. All right. Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's start talking about these other stocks. What about AMD? What about TSMC? What about other chip stocks like the Apple guys doing their own chip? How about being involved with that? Because they're going to do their own AI to their own people, the Apple ecosystem, right? That's going to be a beautiful thing for them. So what else is going to be on the backs of NVIDIA? People are expecting them to have blowout earnings. To me, whether they have blowout earnings or not, they have the best chips. So now it's a matter of how much are they charging other people for their chips and their machines? That's the question. Just think of it like the crypto mining machines. When crypto mining machines first came out, who could afford them at $15,000, $20,000, $25,000? But then corporations bought them, people that had funding or financing bought them, but the ordinary person didn't. When the ordinary person could afford to get it, all of a sudden it's not worthwhile. This is what we're going to have going on with this NVIDIA and this AI situation. There's going to be a rise, then there's going to be a plateau, and then it's going to start coming down, and that's when things are going to get cheaper. But are you going to ride the next 2, 3, 4 years? 2 years has already started. Are you going to ride the next 3 is the question. You have every reason to ride the next 3. That's all I'm saying, because you can invest right now. Robinhood and Webull is down below. Now, regarding this condo hotel, which was not on the menu, but since Leeson's here, it's on the menu. Here's the thing. I started talking about this in my videos. If all you want is 5%, let me show you something right now. I'll show you this right now. I'm not even going to tell you about it. Let me just go over here. Let me pull up. Let me see what their front page shows. I have another link down below in the description. And I'm going to say this because this is funny as hell. Let me see. I don't see it yet. Let's see if they show it, but I'm going to pull this up. Let me go down below in the description box. You can go get Wealthfront. 5%, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. 5% APY. No account fees, no minimum, no minimum or maximum balance to earn 5% APY. If all you want is 5%, then why are you going to waste your time dealing with buying real estate and then be subject to whatever the outcome is? You don't know how many people are going to stay in the complex this month or next month or the month after that. But you know you're going to get somewhere between 2 to 7%, well, 0 to about 7%. You can Google it. Or if you missed the last video, I suggest you check that out because I actually show Reddit and I actually show some other places where people that own condo hotels are talking about their return. They're talking about the pros and cons. Nobody's talking about 15%, 20% return. So if all you care about is a measly little 5%, then go to Wealthfront. You can see it right here on the screen. The link is down below in the description box if you want to join Wealthfront. But there's more to Wealthfront. Wealthfront actually has a fund themselves that you put money into, and they manage for free anything from $500 to $1,000. All right. And I see you, Blessed Sense 87 on Instagram. That's right. We're on Instagram Live on Monday and Friday nights. So I've committed to doing that for sure. And on the podcast and on Twitch and on a few other locations. So people hear us on Spotify, Apple, iTunes. They hear us on where else? iHeart. That's right. All of it, ladies and gentlemen. We get around. So don't worry. The message is out. So you can see right now, 5% APY, but there's more to Wealthfront. And speaking of that, let me do I wanted to do something. Oh, that's what I put in Instagram. I did put Wealthfront already. I'll put in the chat room for everybody on YouTube and Twitch. You guys can get it right now. That's the link to Wealthfront. You can go check this out yourself, right? This is where your money should go, ladies and gentlemen, to this type of events. Make sure people know what you're doing. Why am I going to have a course or anything else where you're going to give me $5 grand or 2,500? That $5 grand or 2,500 could be earning you money. You could be buying gold, silver, precious metals, because that's another thing. You guys also know I'm not a high proponent of gold, silver, and precious metals because once I give the money, I have no return. The only return I get is when I resell it, and based on inflationary situations, it will go up, but that's the only time in reality. And I'm holding it all this time in a black hole. So, but you should always have a little piece. Gold, silver, a little piece. Platinum, palladium, copper, something. All of it, even if it's just a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. You need it just in case you need cash one of these days, right? You never know when the dollar could collapse or currency collapses. So you want to be prepared. Look who else is in the house. Oh, wait a minute. Mr. Dividend has showed up and I missed a few things. Okay, here we go. I paid $45K for my furniture package for my 2-bedroom, 2.5-bath cottage. However, keep in mind that was the price 6 years ago. Oh my. I am sure it's more now. Good news. Ethan Allen is for life, not IKEA. You got that right. Not IKEA. Do not do IKEA if you're doing short-term rentals. Please. Your stuff will tear up. It's not designed for short-term rentals. Ethan Allen. But remember back then, Victor, I think they had to, did that include appliances or anything, or was that just furniture? Because if that's just furniture, then sadly, then your next bill is going to be more than 45. Clearly, it's probably going to be 60. I would think. Well, they can order in bulk, and there's a new Margaritaville in, where is it? Belize, Costa Rica, or Belize. So that means they just ship some furniture down there. I'm just saying. So they might have that program where every time it's 50 grand or 45 grand. Lisa Neeson. It's interesting that the top two developers, Noval and Gazprom, so it's Gazprom, are heading in that direction of condo hotels. Are they seeing something that smaller developers aren't seeing? No, listen, no, that's not it. You have to think of it from a developer standpoint. Why should I go out? Okay, I'll say you're a developer and you're thinking how to maximize money. Should you say it's pre-construction, people own it. Once I sell the unit, I'm gone. And it's going to take me 2.5 to 3 to 4 years to build it. In that 2.5, we'll call it 4 years to build it. All of a sudden, I have pressure. I have construction costs, material costs, increased supply lines could be cut or distracted or changed up somehow, which is what happened the last 3-4 years. Now, all of a sudden, I have to wait on material or wait on this or that or the other. So now all of a sudden, what am I going to do? Really? You're taking a high risk because remember, people only gave us 10, 15, 20% down. I still have to build more stuff before I get the total amount. And after you go down the path, in 3 years, 4 years, I only got 20% normally down or 10, and you've been giving me monthly payments. So now I have 70%. I still don't even have 100. I only have 60 or 50% of the value. So I'm taking all the risk to complete this. And on the backside, sure, I have 100 units, let's say. And yeah, that's nice. 100 units are going to pay me. But how much overage did it cost me? How much am I going to make? Now, when I have you go, wait a minute. Hey, let me call up Aston. Let me call up Marriott. Let me call up Hyatt. Who wants to do this? And then I make a deal where you pay for the unit. We're still under the payment program. But now on the other side, on that 30 or 40% that you're going to pay me or 50% to pay off the unit. Okay, I made whatever little bit of money I made, but now I have an agreement and get a percentage of everything that's rented for potentially life. Which one are you going to take? It's a simple mathematical equation. They're going to take the money for life, because after they build it as a normal developer and leave, there's no more money coming in. That's the reason why they're doing it. They're not seeing anything anybody else. I'm asking them myself. I'm trying to see what they see, because a condo hotel is not something that you can joke around with. Even if you're in Las Vegas, which is one of the hottest markets all the time, even if you're in Orlando, one of the hottest markets of all time, year round, DR is not year round, first of all. And second of all, they don't have something every week like Orlando or like Las Vegas. Those are hubs where they have conventions, they have shows for health, nutrition, news, all kind of organizations go to these cities for conventions. So you always have something going on, several of these things going on, family reunions, everything, class trip. I mean, it's just an enormous amount of tourists that go to those cities, and they're already established as hotels. So like City Center is a perfect example. City Center has REA, which is a hotel. Everybody else, as far as they're concerned, Vdara, Mandarin, Cosmopolitan, all those are condo hotels, but they're attached to hotels. You go to City Center, it's a hotel. All of it. Where do you want to stay? Cosmopolitan, REA, Vdara, where do you want to stay at? Take your pick. So it's set up like a hotel environment. I pull in a garage, or I have valet parking for all of them all together. So it's like, it's different with a condo hotel that's sitting on a golf course. That is not the situation. Casinos are hotels in Vegas. MGM has Signature MGM. Signature MGM is by the water, the what do you call them? Not the pool area, the lazy river. They have the lazy river going right in front of Signature. People come out of Signature, they're on the MGM grounds in the water park. That's a hotel with a casino and showroom and boxing and all kind of stuff going on. That's a whole different thing than being on the freaking Las Vegas golf course with a condo and you change it into a hotel. That is not even the same thing. So they're over there doing stuff that doesn't, well, let's put it this way, is not a model for the island. If the 5-star hotel on the islands, they all of a sudden said, okay, if they would have been built as condo hotels but had the name Marriott or Hyatt on it, okay, everybody understands it's a hotel. And you have residences out back. That makes sense. What Moon Palace is doing. Moon Palace, if they would have told people, hey, that's a condo hotel that you can own instead of just being a Moon Palace. But I'll hold on. I'll give you a story about Moon Palace. But if you said, okay, the reason why, I'm going to tell you why Moon Palace didn't say it's a condo hotel. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. Let me see if they still have one. Let me see if they have it. Yeah, I think they do. I think they do. Yeah. Moon Palace, Cancun timeshare. Moon Palace, Cancun. They're going to have a vacation club too. So what you guys don't understand is, instead of them doing condo hotels, what they do is like Margaritaville, vacation club. So now you are making all the money in-house and you turned it into vacation club. Moon Palace, vacation club. In fact, You know those all-inclusive resorts? Malia, there's a Malia Vacation Club because they're controlling everything. They're having people pay $50, $60, $70,000 for a short-term 7-day, 10-day, 30-day contracts. So instead of doing condo hotels, they just do a vacation club because they know why should we even hassle around with a condo hotel? We're going to be renting these places out one way or another. Now we're making extra money because a few of these rooms are going to be on our vacation club rooms. And when nobody's using them, we use them as a hotel. We keep all the money in-house, plus I have that piece of paper. Remember that piece of paper? This right here? Contracts, ladies and gentlemen. If I have you sign 10 $70,000 contracts for our vacation club, that's $700,000. And the person put down 10%. They left our place, gave us 10% plus the $1,000 fee, gave us $8,500. So we collected roughly 90-some thousand dollars for 10 sales. But we have $700,000 worth of derivative paper. And what do? We go and sell it if we want to. We sell it to a financial company and say, hey, give us $350,000, $400,000 right now. We're not going to wait around for 10 years to get this. Just give it to us. You take the risk. That's what they do. So why would they make you do a condo hotel? So this is one of my little things about condo hotels. I'm not an expert with that. But from a thought process, having a condo hotel sitting on a golf course, I don't see how that's going to be a high occupancy rate. I don't care if Marriott or Hyatt or whoever has it. That's all I'm saying. I don't understand that model because you're not a hotel. All you're going to have is a pool, maybe a cafe, fitness room. That's it. And being on the golf course means nothing because you have to go pay the green fees. It's not like you can walk out and start hitting. So my thing is, if it was a hotel and it was a 5-star and you said that's a condo hotel and it's understood, this is the Cosmopolitan, this is Vdara, you're buying in this location that has a 70% occupancy rate. Now I can get with it a little better, but still getting 6 or 7%. Why am I bothering? Because this is what's happening in Vegas right now. People are buying those condo hotels. They're getting anywhere from 0 to 6, 7%. Why? Even at 70% occupancy, they're buying these things for $400,000, $500,000, $350,000. And they're charging $350,000, $400,000 a night. But the problem is they have to give up 50%. 45 to 55% goes to the management company. And now they increased your HOAs to over $1,000 per month. The HOA, you're paying $1,000 a month. So how much do you think you're going to make on 70% occupancy? Okay, you might be making 4 G's. But after they take 50%, that's 2 G's. That's left over. And if you have a mortgage, well, you shouldn't, because if you did, then you're not making anything. You're paying for that place to be there. But if you had a mortgage, you're in worse situation. If you paid it free and clear and you have an HOA of $1,200, you only have like $1,000, $1,200 left. That's not a good number for me. I'd rather do it by myself and have 40 or 50% occupancy. And people know that it's a condo versus a condo hotel, because in a condo, they know, okay, I'm not going to have anything here. I'll know I'll have a pool. I know I have a fitness center more than likely. But if there's a cafe or golf or mini golf or anything like that, that's a bonus. But now I'm sitting in a condo hotel environment, and when I walk out, there's nothing here. I can walk to a golf course or I can walk to the beach. But anywhere on the island, I can walk to the golf course and walk to the beach. This isn't special. That's all I'm saying. That's why I have a problem with these, because they're making them downtown where there's hotels. So now if a hotel charges me, like AC Hotel charges $175, and they give me free breakfast, and I have a pool, and I have a fitness center, and I have a business center and all that, Why am I going to stay in a condo hotel who's going to charge me more? And I don't have a free breakfast. So that's where I don't get it. So enough with all that. Maybe we have somebody else that's going to chime in. Brian P., Mr. Financial is not him. Mr. Financial is down below. This is Mr. Dividend who showed up. Mr. Yield Max ETFs himself. Why do I keep talking about them? Because if you like 20% return on your money, or 30 or 40, or even 50 or 60, you need to start looking at Yield Max ETFs. That's how simple this is. Make sure you go look, because you just never know what actually is happening with dividends. If somebody told you that you can spend, let me give a real number, $10,000 and receive damn near $800 per month from that investment, I would just say, how many months can I get $800 a month? The reason why this happens is because the way they work at Yield Max ETFs, it's high risk, high rewards. They have a little on treasury bills, which is nothing. They have a lot on these stock market when you start doing exchanges, income, when you start doing options. So now you're doing options. There's a fee for that. There's money to be made on it. That's what they delve into as well. So if you can spend $12,000 and get $1,000 per month, that seems unreasonable, but it's happening. And Mr. Dividend is one here that can tell you all about it. And welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream with that icon that I love, that I appreciate greatly. And he says, hello, all. Hello, Eric. I hope all is well with you. Yes, it is. Hello, SSN family. Thank you so much for being here. Mo's in the house. Mo Better is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. Another investor is in the house. And he says, what's up, E? What's up with you, man? And he says, what's up, SSN family? Just smacked that like button on the way in. I love that. Thank you so much. And everybody smack that like button so the YouTube guys know that we're in the house. Also, we are making money in here, says Brian P., Mr. Dividend. Exactly. I got the notification and saw the videos. Thank you so much for letting me know. And once again, share the videos, ladies and gentlemen, because people don't know what's going on up in here. They need to know. We're out here trying to help them. A rising tide lifts all boats. What's this right here? I see Brian P. with a donation. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You guys don't know how I appreciate any donations because it's rare that we get them. So I really, really appreciate it a lot. And also the furniture package includes everything. Kitchen. Oh, so they are doing the kitchen countertops and replacing the microwave, the coffee maker, the blender, all the pots and pans. And oh my. Oh yeah. Victor Marrero, it's 55 G's then. It's going to be 55 G's this year. Let us know once you know, because I'd be curious. E. White, another millionaire, is going to be in the house in another 2-3 years. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream with the icon next to his name. And he too gave me a donation as well. Thank you so much, E. White. I appreciate that. That is very, very thoughtful, man. Thank you so much. Mo Better, we already did that, and I skipped apparently. Let's see, we are making money in here. And I also skipped because I saw Mr. Financial. I don't know what's happening. I saw him in the Curtis Davis. I saw him down there, but now I don't see him. He disappeared on me. What happened? I don't know. Could he erase? Oh, there he is. I see it. Okay. Mr. Financial Curtis Davis is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream with that icon. I humbly appreciate. And he brings his tagline, good evening, SSN family. And I'll bring the rest of it. ABMM, always be making money. That's right. And where else can you get that information? You can go to Mr. Chili Davis, CHILLY Davis, the Chili Davis channel. He gives out financial news and updates morning, noon, night. It could be midnight. You never know when he's going to drop some information. So he's part of the SSN Nation family. So go show some love at Chili Davis on YouTube and smash his subscribe button. And that's all you have to do. It's free. But once again, thank you so much for being in the house. I appreciate it. All right. So I see I did skip a few people. And again, we'll go back to this real quick. I think that what Noval and Jesper are doing, it's also give the builder unit flexibility, trying to compete with resort rates. See, that's a mistake. It's a new product where they can control the rate and make it more affordable. It also gives the builder unit flexibility. See, that's the thing right there. That's the problem. As a unit. So, okay, it may not be a problem. Let's put it this way. It may not be a problem. But the way I see it is, I have, I'll just use Cap Cana. It doesn't really matter. I stay at Cap Cana at one of the 5-star hotels, which are kind of all-inclusive, maybe semi, I don't know. I've never stayed out there. But let's just say they charge $350 per night. Okay, for a hotel room. Why? Because you walk outside, you're on the beach. You're eating at dinner or lunch or breakfast, it's on the beach. You have other stuff that they have in the hotel that's kind of cool, right? Which is only going to be what? A fitness center, a spa, I don't know, whatever else, right? So that's all that the condo hotel has. But I'm going to tell you right now, the condo hotel that is sitting on the golf course is not going to be able to rent anywhere near the ocean view from the hotel that's sitting on the beach. That's a 5-star. And you're not going to be able to rep the 5-star service either because you're a condo. Sure, you're going to have a little lobby and then you're going to have somebody there to check people in. But are you going to have the bellman there? Are you going to have the extracurricular people there as well? The concierge to help people with their excursions or find out where the best places to eat at? Or, I mean, are you going to do this whole 9 thing? Because again, I don't see how that's possible. And if you do that, you're still not going to be able to charge as much as the hotels on the beach, which you're not really competing with, but you're going to be competing with all the other condo owners that don't have a condo hotel, who can have a lower price than you and be next door to you. See, that's the problem that's going to come in. Are you going to be competing with the hotel price, or are you going to be competing with the other Airbnb condo or VRBO condo prices? So just because you have a flag name out there and you have a 1,200 square foot 1,200 square foot condo next door at one of the other condo places, they have the same 1,200 square foot, except they're charging $200 per night. So you think you're going to be better off as a condo hotel for charging $260? I don't think so. That's why I'm saying I don't see how this model works really, because we don't have the same common numbers. Everybody's going to have different numbers because it's not all a condo hotel. It's not all like City Center. It's not all like Signature in Vegas. This is more like Platinum that's over by SLS on Charleston, that's out there calling themselves a condo hotel, when in reality, I don't really know what to call them. But you know what? They're the cheapest property that you can buy as far as condo hotels go, because you're not going to be able to buy the same square footage over at the first 2 that I mentioned. They're going to be damn near double. There's a reason, because they're out there as a condo hotel, which is out there where condos are. It's not really out there where hotels are. You follow what I'm trying to say? So that's what I think is going to happen personally. I just can't see it any other way, because I'm going to be enjoying life. Because I bought, let's say, 2 years ago. So when they do the condo hotel and they say, well, we got to have everybody charge $240 per night. Okay. But see, now I'm next door and all I got to do is just say, well, $225 a night. So everybody that's going to stay there and we have the same amenities next door, they're going to go, well, This looks the same. It looks nice. And we're still the same distance from the beach. We're on the golf course. I just don't see how that's an advantage at all. Because 2 years ago, I could buy a 2-bedroom in Cap Cana for $230,000. Not now, but back then. So 3 years ago, sorry, not 2 years ago, 3 years ago. But the point I'm trying to make is that's a thing. All right, real estate going up, ladies and gentlemen. Victor Morel says, as a condo hotel builder and manager, you'll have more control of the input and output, from the standardization of marketing and price to better control of your unit's pool. This is just my opinion. You're exactly right. That's why they're doing it. They control the whole thing, everything. And that's the other point. My point is, what I need to know is how many units are going to be condo hotel. And my next question, that's why these guys don't like answering my questions, because I'm asking like, okay, how many units does the so-called property manager own? And just like timeshares, when they say developer owns some units here, the same rules apply. When they go, oh yeah, they bought like 20, 30 units. I'm like, I know they did. Because that's the only thing that makes sense. Because my units are going to be the first ones we're going to rent first. So we always are going to have the highest occupancy rate, but nobody else is going to know that. So what am I going to do with the other 50 units in here after I get my 15 or 10 done? Then we'll worry about theirs. First of all. And second of all, like I said, anybody that controls your overall amount, put it to you this way. The United States government operates on this whole assumption, the same thing. United States government, you are a subsidiary of the United States because you have a Social Security number, card, some ID card that goes with the United States. They get paid off of what you do. The more you make, the more generally you have to pay. Right? You can't escape. Just because 1 year you made a $1.5 million, you think you're going to be escaping normally from paying like $600,000 or $700,000 in taxes or $500,000 in taxes? For most people, that's not going to happen. You're not escaping. You have to have other things in place to escape. But that's exactly them. So then they go, hey, you know what? Look at this. These people are making more money now. Why don't we just tax them an extra 1%? That means 1% more in revenues to our government coffers. I mean, this is the same thing. It's not like this is the same. So that's the way I look at it. And that's exactly what the condo hotel builder manager has in their favor. They control everything and they know how much you make. So therefore, they can always charge you more. So you might think it's no big deal, but the way I think is a corporation is not a friend of yours. A corporation is in business to make money. So therefore, all they have to do is go, hey, you know what? Look at this. 50% of people that stayed here got housekeeping and all we charged was $45. Okay, 10% more. $50 is now the new number. So now they know whatever that number is, 50% of whatever the units are, they know that's how much money they're going to be making. It's just that simple. It's just these little things that they know. They're not part of the HOA association, so to speak. They're part of the Making Money Association. And because you are the customer, plus they get free money from renters, they're sitting there loving life. You're paying the HOA in the Condo Hotel Association, which by rights, all condos has an HOA. The HOA collects fees, and it's supposed to be for the upkeep of the condominium unit. But what happens when somebody manages that and they get a cut? Does that still mean the same thing? Or are they going to overcharge by $100 per person per month? You see, you don't know, but they'll give you a statement. And again, do you really know? So that's why you have to be on the board. Paul Castillo, welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream with that icon next to your name. I humbly appreciate. And he's another investor in the house. He's at 2 of the most highly anticipated properties in all of the Dominican Republic. Good evening, SSN Nation family is his tagline. Now, here's, again, there's 4 properties that could be a condo hotel and I think would be effective. And I'll let you decide if you agree or not. Atlanta, Oasis Lake, Larimar, Cruise on Land. Those are the 4 that could actually be condo hotels. And why? Because they actually have amenities. Not just pool, not just a fitness room, and not just a restaurant. They have a lot more. Sports complexes. They have golf courses. They have all kind of things. Beach clubs, man-made lakes, roller coasters, buggy rides. They have stuff where people are like, I'm not leaving. How many days we staying here? This is cool. It's not even all inclusive. That's the beauty of it. I don't know the rules exactly for Cruise on Land, other than you do have to pay like $80 a month so guests can use everything and you can use everything. At Larimar, they have beach clubs, owners' beach clubs. Guests can use all the beach clubs on the owner's behalf. You don't have to pay a club thing like you do Oasis. Oasis Lake, they're inside Caribbean Lake Park. Beautiful thing. So all the things are used at no additional cost except for the buggy rides for guests and owners. That's pretty sweet, but you do have to pay a yearly fee after your first 3 years. The first 2 years, it's free. The third year, you pay 50% of the silver membership. And then after that, it was $800 per year. But you and your guests, whenever you stay, get to use all of the amenities. The wakeboards, the water ski, all of it. The pools, the bouncies, I mean, all of it, except for the buggy rides. The buggy rides are extra. But there's a caveat. At Oasis Lake, they do charge $100 a person to get in, 13 and over if you're an adult. So 2 people is automatically $200. So that means it has to be $200 minimum, right? Because these people get to use all of the amenities in there one time per day that they're staying there. So you can easily get more than $200. Because then when you add in, you get to go to the Morocco nightclub, no additional cost. Yeah, it ain't that expensive to get in, but that's an added bonus. Again, all these things that add up. The Sunday afternoon, if you're there Sunday, the foam party at the pool party, that adds up. That's a true value. People have to pay. In fact, everybody there has paid, except for people who are staying in the condo. You're going to pay to stay there and be able to go there. So you're over there hanging out with people and they're like, yeah, it cost me $10, $20 to be in here, or it cost me $100 just to get in here for this water ski and water park. And you're just like looking at yourself like 2 of you are like, yeah, we pay $250 a night and we can go stay. We can use this stuff all day long. And tomorrow and the next day and the next day. And meanwhile, other people staying at condo hotels are down at the concierge paying $100, $150, $200 to go on excursions for those exact same things. So that's why it's a value for Oasis Lake and Larimar and Cruise on Land and Atlanta. That's all I'm saying. All right. If I'm buying a condo hotel, I would expect for them to tell me the expected occupancy rate of my unit, especially since they control the input and output and charging me fees. Yeah, that's the problem that I have with these condo hotels, Victor Moreau, is this. They can't give you the occupancy rate. They can only guess, which we can all guess. Until they're out for a year or 2 or 3, there's no way to even know. You can guess. Like if somebody told me that the signature at MGM condos were at a 70% occupancy, I would have been like, nah, you're lying. They could have just easily stayed at the MGM. But no, it's actually 70, like 70, 71%. That's a high turnover rate. But that's why the HOAs are over triple digits, $1,200 for the studio. What is it? $1,700 for the one bedroom HOAs. But see, they get 70% occupancy, but the people still only make 0 to 7%. Unless you bought the signature for $140,000 damn near 12 years ago. Now you're fine. But all the resales and anybody bought any of the resale units, you're not fine. You're having to spend 400 G's to 500 G's. So even at 70% occupancy, you're at single digits. That's crazy. The people that bought at 140, they're loving life because they get a 15%, somewhere around 13 to 15% annual return. But that's because they bought at the beginning. So that took them 10 years roughly to even get to a break-even point. It was crazy. But anyhow, I'll digress. But yeah, all these things they control. And they can, and also the other question about it is, I won't give this up, is if you're in a pool, what does that mean? Because if you are the signature, if they do 70% occupancy, that means 30% of the units are empty. They're not being rented. So what does that mean? You have to understand. So now if we're in a pool, 70%, let's just say it makes 100,000 profit. And let's just keep it simple. There's 100 rooms. But we made 100,000 out of the 70 rooms. That's going to be one number. But now if we're in a pool where the other guys are in sharing, that means we're sharing it. So now it's $1,000 per unit versus before should have been like 1,300, 1,400. But that's the type of situation that I want to know about. What happens? Are we sharing with everybody in all those empty units? And if you have something that's going on in the DR where condo units, Airbnb, short-term rentals, depending on where you are, La Altagracia as a province where Cap Cana is and Punta Cana is, they're only doing 41% occupancy. For everybody, not just in their area, for the whole county or province. That's the average. So what if you're down at 40 or 50% occupancy for the whole building? What if only 50 of the 100 units were rented and you made $100,000? You would have normally gotten $2,000 a person, but now you're sharing with the other guys. So now it's broken down to 1,000. This is a question you need to know. How is that working? Because it's a rental pool. So that would indicate you're sharing with other people, whether your unit is rented or not. So you're going to get a cut. So keep that in mind. So there's a lot of things that I don't like until you get answers for it. All right, Paul Castillo, can you opt out of the condo hotel system? Or once you're in forever? No, you can always opt out. You can opt in, you can opt out. So here's what the situation is. Well, since you just showed up, I'm going to show you what Leeson had to do. He answered this question. Leeson, in fact, I think he owns it the Wave. I think he owns it the Wave. I can't. No, he has the own with Aston. I just don't remember which one. But anyhow, here you go. All units are condo hotel is what he found out. Is that messed up or what? That is so messed up. But again, he's one of the people that said they told him that it was a condo hotel. And I'm going to tell you, I started looking through the information when I did the Wave. And his isn't the Wave. I'm pretty sure it's not the Wave. But I'm looking for something and I can't find it. But anyhow, what was I was going with this? That's one of the questions that we needed to know. And he answered it. So I can't remember where I was going with this, but I was actually looking for something because I was looking for where he owns that. And I don't think he's still here, so I don't know. Would be nice to know, right? Let's see. I don't see it. I thought it was the wave, but it's not the wave. It's not Secret Garden. No, that's the other guys. Harbor Bay. Maybe it was Harbor. No, was it? I wish I knew. But anyhow, here's your answer. All units are condo hotel, and you can't opt out from what I understand. He says you can't, but you can. So then he says you can choose not to enter rental program, and there would be no restriction on living there. So his choice is either opt into the rental program or you can't be in the rental program. And the third thing is you can't use your own rental management company. So therefore, either you live there or you're in the rental program. There is no other way about it. And I had a feeling they would go that route because there was a talk on one of my videos where people were like, oh, my contract doesn't say anything about that. I'm like, well, your contracts are worthless in the DR. That's all I'm going to tell you. If they decide that this is going to be a condo hotel, I don't think they're going to allow you to rent on your own. I really don't. I don't think they're going to allow to say, okay, we're going to have 40 units condo hotel and the previous 60 units that we sold earlier, not a condo hotel, because that also dilutes your brand and messes it up, especially if you're in the same building. How are you going to have one name on the building that's going to be like, let's say, I don't know who it is, but let's just say it's Sonesta. And then the other part of the building is just owners, condo hotel owners. And condo hotel owners treat the buildings differently. When you live there, it's a whole different vibe because you know your neighbors. You know who lives there. You come down, hey, we're going to have a barbecue on Saturday at 7 at night. Meanwhile, the hotel guests come and they're like, oh man, barbecue grill's kind of full. And they're playing music. They live there down by the pool. This is what we do. That doesn't mesh. That usually is not going to mesh very well. And like I said, I had this property in San Antonio that had that exact thing going on. We had a condo timeshare hotel. And at the same time, people lived there. And there was always a crossover. When guests came, they would always complain. They would say, yeah, when we came on Saturday, the weather was nice. We went down to the pool. It seemed like everybody who lives here was at the pool and they were partying, not, partying, but playing loud music, barbecuing. We couldn't even enjoy ourselves loud. I was like, of course, they lived there. Had to get rid of that fast. So believe me, I've been in a lot of situations, but not knowing, we didn't really call them condo hotels because it wasn't designed like a condo hotel. It was designed, there was a brand, but you could rent it yourself. You didn't have to be in their brand. But either way you rented it, whether they came for the hotel or came to rent my unit, the people that lived there still partying. They lived there. They're neighbors, 5, 6 neighbors. We're grilling this weekend. Get the music playing. Hey, what are you going to do? Nothing but complain. So yeah, we around these shores, I'm watching all kind of crazy stuff like this happen. All right, investors, what are you going to do now? The Dominican, you know what? Where's Mo at? Mo, you sent me some numbers for condo sales. Let me know where you got that information from or where I can get it from. Let me see if I have it here still. This is crazy, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know where he got it from, but look at these prices. Wait till you see this. It's in the SSN Nation and Lifestyle chat on WhatsApp as well. So why don't you guys go to WhatsApp, check it out. I'll put the link down below in the chat room. All right, just go sign up. But he put it in there too. I dropped it. Well, he didn't drop it in there. I dropped it in there so people can see what these prices are. This is absurd what these charges are these days. Oh, we got some others. One Love, One Life at Instagram. T Witty One, Black and 8 mowing. Is that like Black and 8's mowing, like Samoan? I can't tell. But I put in the chat on WhatsApp as well, so everybody can go and sign up. I do have to approve you, so once you sign up, we'll let you know. Okay, so here we go. Hopefully that answered your question. You can only use the amenities once a day at Vivanti, I think. Yes, that is correct, Mo. That's Oasis Lake, everybody. So the idea is if you go to the water ski in the morning and you use the water ski, then you can't use it the rest of the day. But I don't know how they're going to monitor that, but okay. Then you go over into the rock climbing. You go to the zip line. All that is one use a day. Moroka obviously opens at 11 at night, one use. Then you go to the other lake that has the jumpy, you jump on it, and then you can bounce people up or do whatever else in that lake because they have a whole little, I call it like the kiddies lake, but it's not really kiddies thing. It's just like these flotations that are on the water, and then you can do different stuff on it, jump off or do whatever. I don't know. But all of that. The rock climbing, I don't know if that's one a day or not. Zip line one a day, all that. But you can do it once a day, which I don't know why you need to do more because generally people are doing it one time. They're not usually going back except for zip lining. You might go back more than once. But other than that, that's it. So, but he's right about that. Wait a minute. I understand new projects, but if you already signed a contract and they change it to condo hotel, I would think you can pull away. You can't break the rules in the middle of the game. Victor Marrero, I've been having this conversation behind the scenes. First of all, I've been giving nothing but love to the DR, but after being there for 2 months, dealing with other businesses and entities and finding out the way people operate, the contracts are almost like not worth the paper it's written on. So, yes, you did hear that right. Leeson is saying that they told him it's a condo hotel, but he's saying in his part, he's saying they told him it always was a condo hotel. Well, actually, I don't really know what they told him because his idea was not a condo hotel idea. His idea was he was going to stay there for X amount of days, no specific dates, but, maybe a week or 2 or 3 weeks, I don't know, stay there off and on. But as it turns out, under their program, you can only do 30 days maximum, 30 days in low season, 10 days peak season time, whatever that is, Christmas, New Year's, I guess, and President's Week, and I don't know, whatever else. And then high season, which I'm assuming is January through April, you can only stay 15 days. That's it. One time per year. That's only, you can stay up to 15 days. So you can stay 3 days here, 5 days there, but come on, flying back and forth to stay 2 days, 3 days is crazy. So, I mean, and the worst part is it doesn't roll over. If you don't use it, you lose it. The free time as an owner. So that's with Aston. All right. So again, not good. Yeah, they're changing the rules in the middle of the game. That's why I brought it up, because people don't understand. Some people didn't even know they bought a condo hotel, like paperwork. Secret Garden, I didn't know that was going to be a condo hotel. I mean, that's crazy to me. It's in El Corsicito. I mean, it was a perfect location, perfect spot, perfect way they're building it. That was like, I thought that was going to be an interesting project where people were going to be able to do hella good rentals from, because it has a few amenities on site, and walk to the beach is 5 minutes or less. So I thought it was in a perfect location. And it wasn't built on the road like Maple Beach. So it eliminated the fact that the major road, you're not going to get all the noise because they were built back off from the street. In other words, it's built sideways, parallel from the street. So not on the edge of the street, and your whole, almost your whole half of your building is going to hear the noise until 1 in the morning. So those are the type of things that made Secret Garden an interesting option. And the prices are right. Even to this day, the prices are right, quite frankly. But now it's known as a condo hotel. So we will see. Leeson's not here still. Paul Castillo, he found out it's really messed up what they're doing, telling owners that their property is a condo hotel months after they buy it, when they should have told them that from the beginning. That's the way I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it that way because, again, in fact, you guys have known, I made videos and I showed the brochures that the pre-construction properties put out. If I would have saw a condo hotel mentioned on those properties, you guys would have known about this years ago. I would have said, hell no. I wouldn't even have shown you other than, hey, this is a condo hotel, just letting you know. Don't do it. Go look online and see what other condo hotel owners are saying. Go to Reddit, go see, Google, you'll see it. If you can live with 5% or less return on your money, go for it. But unless you're a high-end upscale location with 70, 80, 90% occupancy, you better not go for it. Because even at 70%, you're still single digits. Even at 80%, you're single digits. 90%, I don't know, because I don't know of any condo hotel unit that does 90% occupancy. But we'll see. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Paul Castillo. That's why I had to make the videos, because there's people right now that do not know that they bought a condo hotel. Some of these properties are 6 years old. There was no condo hotel even around, as far as I know, in the DR in 2018, 2019. That's why it's wrong that all of a sudden they're telling people who bought in 2020, 2021, hey, it's a condo hotel now. But La Reserva, the guys tell me, one of the guys said it was condo hotel. That's what they told him. And I'm like, I have La Reserva's paperwork. There is no mention of it saying it's a condo hotel. So I'm trying to figure out when or what happened over certain time frames, because some people say they have known it's a condo hotel. Other people are saying my contract says I can do rent from so-and-so company, nothing about a condo hotel. So I'm getting different versions from different people, but I think it goes both ways. I don't think they were doing condo hotels originally. And so that's why now Larimar, who has all these towers, they figured it out real fast. They said, hey, man, let's get Aston over here. Aston Paradise Tower, which they're selling as a condo hotel. Aston Towers, let's sell that. So now they're in the game where they're like, yeah, man, I like collecting extra money after we build it. The question I have is, I hope they do not make them all condo hotels. That would be a travesty, quite frankly. A real tragedy. Yeah, so anyhow, that's what we're talking about. Now, let's get back into this, shall we? NVIDIA stock explosion is going to happen, but NVIDIA is going to explode. AMD going to explode. Is TSMC going to explode? Is Apple going to explode? Is Meta going to explode? I think they are. Because their exposure to the AI game, they bought companies, AI, up-and-coming companies, so they can compete. What about Amazon? They're in the cloud service business. You don't think they want a piece of this? Of course they want a piece of it. Everybody's going to be dumping into the AI game, and where do they have to go right now? NVIDIA. AMD, Apple, TSMC, everybody else, they're bringing up the rear. Not to say that innovation breeds new competitors, but right now you have to buy the software and the hardware from NVIDIA. And these companies are spending hundreds of millions of dollars. That's why on August 28th, their earnings report, I anticipate, is going to be a blockbuster, which should move their stock price 10 to, I wouldn't even imagine, I would not underscore I can imagine a $10 to $15 movement up. I'm serious. Just look at the dynamics. Everybody has to get in early. This is like 1995 with chips and memory. If you're not in early, you're losing. If you're not making the latest, greatest phone that gets out there and people buy, then you're losing. Nobody's buying it. They're buying the next best one that's higher than you and buying it. You're out of business. That's what happened in the cell phone industry. That's why you don't see hardly any phones you saw in the 90s, you don't see now. Because the top guys, Samsung, Apple, in America, because they block Huawei, for now. If those guys came, then neither one at Samsung or Apple would not be number one. So just keep in perspective how this works. So you can play around and try to do your own AI stuff, or you can buy their machines and figure out how to do your own AI stuff. But you better be in the game, because 2 years from now, the game's going to be totally different. And if you can't innovate by not having the best equipment or software, then you're going to be left behind. Works the same way all the time with technology. All right. Don't forget to smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. This has been a nice conversation, but I was trying to stay on track, but real estate is going up. But we got into the DR because that's a major thing. We have a lot of people invested. We have over 50 people that invested in pre-construction property over the years. And to turn around, and now I didn't really market Noval Properties, nor even the Jesbrun. I guess it's Jesbrun. It's not a GR, it's a GE. I didn't market theirs really, other than Wave Garden I talked about, and maybe a couple of others. But it wasn't really, I wasn't SSN Lifestyle where I could be a broker and things like that. But I was just talking about it so people would be abreast of the situation. So then now when prices are this ridiculous, like this ridiculous, hold on, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. At the beach, 146 square meters. 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath, $419,000. Holy smokes. That's about a 1,600 square foot unit. Pretty sweet. But they have a man-made beach. They have a pool, which that's a pool too. And so far, no other amenities, which they claim they're going to add some. That's downtown. That price. That's crazy. But is it crazy? Because now when you start breaking it down, that's around $2,500 a square meter. That's not expensive. What's going to happen when it's $3,500 per square meter? That's $500,000. Just saying. Look at this reasonable one. $289,000. It's not a penthouse unit. 1,000 square feet. This is off of the highway, past Vista Cana, maybe even past Friusa. But nonetheless, no amenities other than a pool, fitness room. But this is crazy if this is the right one. This looks like, no. This is not the one that I thought it was. Look at this. This is the mystery one. This is in Los Corrales. Los Corrales, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't even realize this. I was looking for the name of this property. It's been sitting empty with no name on it. This is next to Blue Marina. Look in the background. Where is it? That's Blue Marina in the black background. That right there, that building that's been sitting empty. Thank you, Mo. That's what I've been looking for. Los Corrales 2-bedroom is almost $300,000 now. $289,000. No beach view, no ocean view. You're straight across the street almost from Citrus. Well, you are across the street from Citrus. Literally, that shopping center with Citrus, and I can't remember the other shop. Stop and Play. What what's the name? I can't remember. I've eaten at some of those places. Can't even remember. I just remember Citrus. But you can walk to the beach in 5 minutes, and you're just, the street is right out front. The main street is right out front, literally. So it's called Gardenia Apartments, and I looked it up, and it was off the freeway. So this, I didn't look at the picture. I was like, wait, that looks like the place in Los Corrales, and it is. It doesn't even have a name on it. It's been sitting there like this for months. Nobody's in there working on anything. I was trying to find out the name of it. $289. Is that a good price for 1,000 square meter, 2-bedroom, 2-bath? Los Corrales. Looks like it's going to have stores down below, retail shops downstairs, and looks like 3 levels of condos upstairs. $289 a good price? I don't know. I don't think I can rent for $300 a night or $289 a night. I have the 0.1% golden rule. If you're going to rent property for short-term rentals, whatever you buy it for, 0.1% is what you should be able to rent it for. Why? Because that keeps me in a 15 to 20% parameter based on 50% a night. 50% rental rate, occupancy rate. So I'll give you an example. We'll just stay here, I guess. We can do this. It's Money Making Monday. $289,000. And then we go 289 per times 180 days. That's 50. There's 365 days, but I take 180. So 180 times 289. So it's 52,000. All right. Now, the question is, do you have management for 20%, 25%, 30%? So let's just say I got 30%. I want to have the best. All right. Times 0.3. Take off 15,000 from 52,000 because that's 15,606 is what they're going to get. So we'll take 52,000. I'm going to round down a little bit, minus 15,000. Hey, let's see. All right, that's 37,000. So Airbnb, VRBO, they charge us, let's say 3%. That's fine. That'll be $1,500. So you'll be down to about $3,500, $3,600. Now, housekeeping, electrical costs are going to be bared on by your guest. Housekeeping fee, $45. Electricity, whatever the meter says, $10 a day. You stayed 4 days, $40. So it's not coming out of my pocket. Fine. So let's say we have HOAs, which should be $180. So we'll count it $2,000. So we're down to around 33. I'm just taking off the top of my head. So I'll go 33,000. 33. In fact, you know what? Yeah, I'll go 33,000 divided by 289. 11.4%. That's why I need 0.1% of the price. So since I can't get 289, let's just say I can get 200 on average. That means I will be making under 10%. That's why I figure numbers the way I do, because going in, I can figure out once I know what I can approximately get versus what I really can get, then it's like, I don't think I can get 289 a night in Los Corrales on a consistent basis. Not today. Not with nothing else. But a pool pot, well, I don't even know where the pool is, quite frankly, because this isn't an outside property. So the pool might be on top. I don't know. But either way, it doesn't matter. I don't think I can get $300 per night. Maybe 5 years from now, but not right now. Okay, let's see. Paul Castillo, he says, it's really messed up. Okay, that I think I already got this. Yes, exactly. Here we go. NVIDIA went up to $129.50 a share. You should have bought when it was 90 something, 2 weeks ago when we were sitting here on Money Making Monday, when it was 98, 91, 92, 101. But it's okay. You should be getting it now too. Should I wait to buy to see if it goes down, or should I hop in now? Hop in now. Hop in now. All you're doing right now is buying time. Between now and August 28th, price is going to rise. Everybody is pretty assured that the prices are going to go up. And here's all that's going to happen. You get in now, leading up to August 28th, which is now another 9 days. The price probably is going to rise a little bit more. I expect into the 130s, 135, 139, whatever. Even if they miss their number, let's just say they don't get their number. There will be a 1%. There's going to be a $10 drop, at least, let's say. So they go from 130, 137, 139 to 129, 125, 127. So what? All that means is you bought at 129.5. If it dropped to 127, you should buy more. So you can get your dollar cost average down. That's all. I wouldn't wait anymore. There's some analysts, bankers, who came out and they said that they see 150 by the end of this year. I think it's going to happen, quite frankly. Everybody's all in. It's a consolidated market. See, this is the other thing. There's no competition. That's the thing. All the corporations who want to get in on AI and be up to speed like now, they got to buy. They're going to spend the 100 million or 50 million. That's why their earnings is probably going to be high. All the big boys, they compete against each other, yes. But at the same time, they're not going to let you get a year ahead of them by trying to establish their own. They're going to act like, I would act like Apple. Apple says, we're going to do our own AI. We're going to have our own chips. We're going to do whatever. But Apple is still buying their machines and their AI. Why will you wait around? Why are you going to try to do something that they've taken 5, 6 years to develop? Why are you going to compete against them? If you haven't already started, then you should buy theirs and then build yours. But at least at the same time, you have their technology in-house. You understand how to operate, so that can speed up your development, is all I'm saying. So that's why you would do it. That's all I'm going to say about that, ladies and gentlemen. Plain and simple. But yes, I would get in now. Okay. Fatim Sarmasti, welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. We're here for you. Thank you so much for being in house. Everybody, make sure you smash that like button. Why? So the YouTube gods know that you're in the house. Victor Morrell, here we go. That's for NVIDIA. I keep buying. There will be an insane demand for these chips in the future with AI. I would also buy AMD. Exactly. That's why I keep mentioning AMD. AMD is under, well, no, not really. They cost more than NVIDIA, which is interesting. AMD, TSMC, Apple, Meta, they're all should be the Magnificent Seven. All right. They should all be Google, all of them. All these guys are spending millions to stay up with AI, because soon as somebody actually takes a definitive lead, you're toast. You're toast. This is just like I said, this was the great computer race. Who's going to come up with the better, faster RAM? Who's going to come up with the hard drive that can hold more memory? That used to be a race up until it wasn't. There used to be a race, and then they stopped it. So that's the weirdest thing, right? Because right now, laptops should have something unheard of. They should have like 10 terabytes. They should have RAM like, who knows, of 10 gigs of RAM in every computer. They should have high-speed internet at everybody 1 gig. But no, they slowed it down, because it was moving so fast between 1980 and 1999. And then after that, for whatever reason, They said, oh, hold up, guys, hold up. This arms race, we got to slow this up, because soon as we do something and then 6 to 8 months later you do something, our stuff is obsolete that we just put out 6 to 8 months ago. We can't even get our full return on our investment for what we created. So they slowed it up. And that's why we've, in the last 20 years, nothing has really boomed out there that fast for laptops, desktops, or anything like that. But AI, off the charts now. So the same rules are applying. If you're a big time company, you can't afford to get left behind. AI comes in handy already. There's AIs answering phones. Your customer service is now fired, except for 4 people, just in case AI can't handle it. And they say, hey, I need help now. Instead of having that whole 3-story, 4-story customer service building, you got one room. This is where this is going. And if you're going to be left behind with the 3 stories of working people or work from home people, if that's what you want to do, but AI is free after you have the software. All you need is somebody to program and make sure it stays up. After that, no employees needed. That's how crazy this is going to get. And they have the AI voices and everything already. Mo Better chiming in. He's putting in something with the BT. BT is another stock that has its skin in the game with AI, BTC, and ETH. That's good to know. That could be a sleeper. Do your own due diligence, ladies and gentlemen, is all we can ask, because that's the way you become smarter. You learn a little bit more. Just don't take our word for anything. But if you want to stay safe, I got to go with the safe stuff. I'll go with the Victor Marrero safe zone. These are hedge funds, ETFs. I try to SCHD, VOO. I can never remember 3. Okay, VOOG, just for starters. IWMY, FEPI. Now I'm giving you dividend stocks too. ORC, ARR, AGNC. I know it's going pretty fast. That's why you got to have those pen pads and papers ready, or just hit a rewind a little bit. PSEC. Those are dividend stocks I gave you. YieldMax ETFs, as I mentioned, that's where you got to go. Investors, what are you doing? Are you getting even some gold and silver right now? You know why I ask? You know, central banks around the world have been gathering up gold and silver. It's almost like what Paul Castillo was saying, why all these guys all of a sudden are doing condo hotels. Do they know something that we don't know? I would say yes. But everybody here in the SSN Nation knows currency does go to zero. So having a little bit of gold and silver and precious metals never hurts anybody. All right. Or if you want to get a bucket of semiconductors, including NVIDIA, AMD, TSM, then get SMH. Oh, where did he pull this one from? I haven't even talked about SMH. Very good, Victor Marrero. There are 26 holdings of chip companies in this ETF. It has returned 54.7% in 1 year, 26.41% over a life. And it's going to continue to do in the double digits, 20% or higher with those holdings. There you go. I'm pretty sure Apple's in there too, right? They have to be. AMD, yes, they're in there. TSM, yes, they're in there. They got to be. Facebook, I'm thinking a lot, and some I didn't mention. TSMC, TSM, AMD, NVIDIA. I'm missing a few. What about Oracle? So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. He brought in a dime. He done dropped off one of the mother loads. If you like 20% plus on average, hey, you can't beat that. That's like the YieldMax ETFs with a less, but okay, you get a little bit of dividends because NVIDIA gives a 1%. There's probably others too. So you get a little bit of dividend money in, plus you get the appreciation. I like it. SMH. Thank you, Victor Morero, for bringing that in line because I have never mentioned it. So thank you for mentioning that one. But I know what it is. And that is one, if you can put them all together in an ETF format, the best of both worlds instead of buying individual stocks. There's something to be said about the ETFs, conglomerate of other stocks in a group. One grows, another 6 or 7 grows, 2 or 3 don't. So overall, you get an average versus getting one of the stocks and they may not grow 20 some percent. But again, this is what we're dealing with. First of all, NVIDIA over the last 2 weeks went from 91 to almost 130, $40. That's almost 50%. If it gets to 135, that's $45. That's 50% profit. That's crazy. We know some people that purchased like $1 million worth of NVIDIA. Their dollar cost average is somewhere around 101. So you can see if it gets to 135, that's 30%. That means they have 1.3 million, $300,000. Imagine somebody being able to just change in two weeks, $300,000. And out of the 300,000, you say, you know what, I want to withdraw it, and you got to give up 25%. 225 is what you get to withdraw. Would you do it in 2 weeks? You still have your principal amount in there. You still paid your tax obligation. What would you do? There's some other things you can do not to pay the 25, but that entails something totally different. But nonetheless, what would you do? Take it now, let it ride, because what if it goes up to 1.5? At 150, like the analysts say, by the end of the year. You still have the million. I'm just saying. Think about some of these things, right? Okay, let's see. No Oracle or Apple. Interesting. Oh, it's chip making companies and their suppliers. I like it even better. It's all chip making companies and their supply. You know what's funny, Victor Morel? You were here. Mr. Financial was here. Laverne Penix was here. Remember in 2021 when we were talking and we were saying, you better get some chip stocks? I know y'all remember because it was all cheap. They were all like $20, $30, $40. We were talking about all of them. Funny how things work out. Everybody's pretty happy over all these years. Very happy over all these years. And the AMDs. Very happy. Here, in fact, you know what? Oh, I was going to the Moon Palace, Cancun timeshare. Yeah, funny. You guys are funny with that. Okay. Here we go. There's the one I was talking about. Is this the one you were talking about, Victor Moreau? TSM? Because I always call it TSMC, but this is what I'm referring to. Is that the same? Yeah. Yeah, TSMC. Yeah, that's what I was referring to. Yeah, there's several opportunities here for all of you. So that's it. Yeah, I know. We were talking about all of these 3 years ago, telling people you go with the wave. Right now it's the AI wave. Back then it was still the same thing. It was chips. Every company is developing chips. And so you would have been ahead of the curve. And now you're really ahead of the curve. Now everybody's loving life. Big time. Gotta love it. All right, so let me get out of that one. But now it's the real estate game as well. And it's the commodities: gold, silver, platinum, palladium, copper. Are you going to get $100, $50, $200? Gold is now up to 2,500. Well, hold on. I don't know for a fact. Hold on. Let me go look at something. Let's go see where we're at. APMEX. I go to APMEX just to see myself. 2,500, 2,513. Silver at $29. All right. So it's been a long ride, but here's the funny, interesting thing. 2019 Silver Stacker Challenge. Silver for 10 ounces was $13.50. So this is 5 years ago. And gold was around $13.50 or even maybe even 12 something. Just can't really remember. But it was around that 1,300 mark. Gold, well, it might have been less, but I could always check. But nonetheless, they have risen according to, allegedly, inflation. That's the alleged thing, right? Easy to see. I have argued over the last 5 years, inflation is not 8% or 7%. It's 20%, 15% every year. The reason why I argue that is because there's no, if you do economics, if you study economics, it's very easy. If somebody tells you, I always get back to it, if somebody tells you tax cut, tax rate, or tax breaks, I always say that's a sign. That means they're printing more money. That means there's inflation incoming. It's going to be inflation incoming in about the next 3 to 5 years. That's how it works. 3 to 5, 6 years later, incoming. Inflation is going to rear its ugly head. We printed up more money. We borrowed more money. Again, I'm going to just say it simply, as plain as I can. If I buy a house and all I have to do is put down 20%, that house is $500,000. I put down $100,000. I get a loan for $400,000 on paper, and I pay it to somebody because the bank is guaranteeing, or the mortgage company is guaranteeing. They sent the 400 grand. But you do realize the 400 grand is money out of thin air. Where are you going to get the money from? You didn't print it up. So it has to be added to the money supply somehow. So by adding to the money supply, now there's more money. That inherently means more money in the hands of people means more money to spend. And that also means inflation incoming, because you just added money to the money supply. You just devalued your currency. It's going to take more money to buy the same thing. It's very simple. It's not that hard. So when you say, I got a stimulus check, you should have been saying, my friends were like, what are you going to do with I'm sending it back. Nonetheless, I still got to pay taxes just like the rest of us for it. But again, where are you getting the money from? That's the $1 million question. So anything that involves money from the United States government or lack thereof, that means something. And I'll keep saying this every time as we keep going, because we have politicians. And again, I'm going to keep saying this. When you don't understand the economics, you don't know what's coming. So if somebody tells you, I'm going to do a tariff against another country, the other country goes, oh, you're going to charge me an extra 30%? Okay, I got you. That means everything they sell is 30% more plus the profit that they're going to make. So, and you got to keep in mind, if you start doing tariffs on different products, so you have a combination. The product that I make has 5 things that's on the tariff list. So because of those 5 things, they're not just doing 30%. It's like a whole 100% in price increase, but they're selling it to you and you're in the United States buying it for the extra 100%. The country's laughing like, thank you very much for giving us extra money. Because remember, we're buying it. We're a consumer nation. So the other country's winning. The consumers here are losing because prices just went up for artificial reasons. That's one of the things that people don't understand. You can't just willy-nilly be like, I'm going to have a tariff war with Canada over dairy products and then wonder why 4 years later, all of a sudden dairy prices went up. I mean, this is crazy. Economics, cause and effect should be taught since you're 5, 6 years old. So then you would understand when somebody talks to you and says, this is what we're doing and it's going to be better for you. You'd be like, oh, hold up. That's not how it works. What are you saying? You want us all to pay more money? Stop. Stop. Why don't we make everything here? It's like, what are you talking about? Oh, man. So just keep those things in mind. And if you have manufacturing facilities leaving your country, like what's happened over the last 20, 25 years, ever since a favorite president, a lot of people like, Bill Clinton, saxophone and all, people go, oh, yeah, we're good. Well, see, but you missed that North American Trade Agreement, NAFTA. What you missed is that's, and China deals, not by him though, but all I'm saying, the North American Trade Agreement meant they're building stuff in Mexico at a lower wage. That means we're losing manufacturing jobs here in the United States. That's a problem because that means we're not exporting. And that means our workers aren't going to get paid anymore. The prices and the wages they should be getting paid. This is why wages don't increase. So you have to do manufacturing in the United States so you can export. So then your companies get return of dollars and you can pay the employees the wages. But the problem is, since we went to China, Thailand, Vietnam, have products and stuff made for cheaper, generally like, some cases, 10% of the value, 15% of the value. That's what America used to be. Just saying. Now those other countries are. And now we can't compete because the wage discrepancies are so large, it's ridiculous. If somebody earns $25, $30 a day, and other people are earning $25 an hour, that's a huge discrepancy. And that also gives them an advantage on the world stage. And that's what's happening to America. But America has to figure out a way to produce items in the United States for the correct wages for what we pay. But that's not going to uphold itself either. That's why in the next 3 years, the upper middle class is going to be wiped out. If you're here now and you make $125,000, $150,000 a year, you're not safe. You're not safe. 70% of the population is already not safe, living paycheck to paycheck. You're not safe 3 years from now because after this next decrease of our Federal Reserve rate, the corporations, they're going on a buying spree. All right, just listen very carefully. Here's how this works. You know, we have an NVIDIA situation, right? In Apple, Facebook, all the Magnificent Sevens. All of them have so many assets worth hundreds of millions of dollars. They don't even need to pledge their assets. They can just go down to the Federal Reserve and say, hey, man, can you give me $100 million? And they're going to say yes. And here's a 2% loan that's payable in 15 years. 2% interest only. And you know what those guys are going to do? They're going to buy back their own shares. And the prices are going to skyrocket. And we're going to be along for the ride. Aren't you? Investors, what are you doing? You're going to go along for the ride, aren't you? That's what they do. They add more money to the money supply. Stock market's going to rise. All-time record high incoming in about 30 days or less. What do you think that's how we get to play with them and rise with them? That's why you got to put your money in. Get in. The job of the Federal Reserve is to make sure that the stock market goes up. The rich people win. Well, you can be a rich person. Let's go. Don't be shy, but you need disposable income, right? So this is why we talk about buying a business, starting a business, buying real estate so you can rent out the real estate and possibly have passive income coming in. So you always have money coming in for life when it comes to real estate. Businesses can go out of business. Real estate, you always have a lifeline. Now, you might not like what happens, like during a pandemic where everybody has to stay home and there's no rentals going on unless they moved in. But at the same time, these are the type of things that you have to think about. What part of this equation you're going to be on? Are you thinking like a rich guy? It's not that hard. Just see what they're doing. They're buying gold, silver, and precious metals right now. Banks are, central banks are. You should be too. I say just a little. I don't need you to be going crazy, like 50% of your portfolio on it because you get nothing in return. But dividend stocks are right there readily available for you at discount prices. All the ones that I mentioned, we're talking 14, 15, 16, 17% return on whatever money you put in right now. Because no matter what, you're getting that return. As long as they keep giving out that same dividend amount, you're getting that 17% return, 14% return. When stocks go up, dividends go down. It's that simple. All right. So you have opportunity here. This is your last run. The reason why I say this is your last run is because everybody who's not going to be able to make $150,000, $175,000, $200,000, you're going to be in a situation where you're going to have liabilities and your disposable income is going to have to go to the bulk of those liabilities, and your investment days aren't going to be numbered because you're not going to be able to put the same amount in towards your investment unless you have your investment set up. That's how it works. All right. So that's why I'm talking like I'm talking. This is why SSN Nation is muted on all social media platforms. Everyone, because you're empowered with this information to go study, go look and see, hey, wait a minute. There's something to this. Wait a minute. These fat cats have been getting over for years on us. Here's a credit card. Go buy a house. Go buy a car. Meanwhile, you're thinking they're taking risk when all along they just sell the paper to somebody else who's taking the risk and they got their money and gone. Have you noticed how customer service is not the same? It's like we already got our money. We don't have to be nice. We don't have to be nice. We got paid already. It doesn't matter about what you say about anything. We got our 10 million, 20 million. So this is what you have to think about. You have to understand what game you're playing in here. This is a capitalist system, and it's getting to be cutthroat because customers are at a premium right now. As more people can't buy goods and services, that means those that can is a premium. And that's why when they're trying to get a new customer, what do? They give them special deals that they'll never give their existing customer of 20 years. But the new guy that shows up, oh, half price for a year. It's just crazy, right? Think about it. This is capitalist system. You got to get people in the door, be a customer. You got to get that. That means more than anything because there's a limited amount of customers that have disposable income nowadays. And after the next 3 years, there's even going to be less. But you damn sure better be on that 200,000 household income number. I mentioned this 5 years ago about the middle class wipeout. We only got 3 more. So either you set up your dividends so you have $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 coming in from a dividend funds or something every month, or you figure out something else. You're buying real estate right now before the prices start going skyrocketing. They're already skyrocketing in the DR, And DR, you can't even borrow like you can in the United States. So this is skyrocketing just off of the cost of living increasing and the amount of tourists coming in, apparently. Because there's no way you should be able to charge $419,000 for a condo when you can buy villas for that. And look at this. This is Marina Gardens 2 in Cap Cana. 2-bedroom, 2-bath. That is huge. 183 square meters. That's damn near 2,000 square feet. But it's $540,000. And Marina Gardens 2 is on the marina in Cap Cana. That's not even at 35. That's not 3,500 a square meter. Man, Serenissima. They were selling their units for $3,000 per square meter last year. This is not even at $3,000 per square meter. Or is it? Hold on a second. 540 divided by 3. It might be, actually. Hold on. But either way, can you believe this is underpriced? That's my point I'm trying to make. Yeah, that's 3,500 a square meter. So actually, it's kind of on price. But can you believe it's only a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and it's damn near 2,000 square feet? That's crazy. That's real crazy. It is 2,000 square feet. That's crazy. That's huge. But it's $540,000. Okay? That's $540,000. You can damn near buy, this is a condo. You can buy a home that's probably on the beach at this point for $540,000. You can damn sure buy inside Punta Cana Village. Well, no. Punta Cana Village has homes for $500,000-$600,000, but they generally have homes for like $700,000-$800,000 a mil or more inside there. But all I'm trying to say is when you start thinking of $540,000 in the DR, you got all kind of choices. But can you get something at 2,000 square feet for $540,000? Yes, you can. Hell, there's places and other locations in Punta Cana for $280,000. You can get 2,000 square feet. Villa with a pool. I'm just saying. Yes, I am a master broker. You can come over to SSN Nation and Lifestyle WhatsApp group. I put it in the chat room, and you can go see it there. You can contact me there. I am the admin, the only admin. All right, we're going to wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen, unless there's something else you guys want to talk about. But you know, before I wrap it up, it's showtime.
Come on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, those were the good old days when I used to tell you guys, come on down to the Ultra Music Festival. I got tickets for you. Come to the Super Bowl. I got tickets to the parties for you. You know how many people took me up on this offer? The SSN Nation, they were like, nah, dude's capping. He's not telling the truth. I went online and I saw VIP tickets were like $2,500 a person. He ain't giving these away. He ain't getting us in. I'm just trying to tell you. Yes, and I did mention Park City too. But how many people go to the Sundance film festival. But I tried. All right. I'll be going back into retirement in 3 years. So once again, you guys can come. Before I finish this 3-year little episode, what I'll do is we will have another Super Bowl thing. We'll have some special event stuff that I'll have tickets to, and then you guys can come party with me. Not the game itself, because those tickets are outrageous, but the Super Bowl parties, the good ones. You know, all you can eat, all you can drink. You go backstage, basically all venue pass. You know, those are the ones you want. You just don't want a general admin. You don't want a VIP regular. You want the one that you don't have to go through the front door. That's the ones you want. All right. So we'll get back into that. All right. Once I deal with this family situation that's almost coming to an end, ladies and gentlemen. Can you believe the probate? Over a year. Almost 2 years for probate. This is why you don't do probate. You don't do a will, ladies and gentlemen. A will is nice, but you should do a trust. This way, everything gets dispersed how you want it directly. You don't have to leave a will. Don't have to do nothing crazy like that. Because you do stuff like that and you do it, multiple people are involved. That means somebody wants to be greedy. Somebody wants to try and do crazy stuff. All right. Somebody doesn't want to share like it was intended. So stuff is stolen out of the house. Stuff is taken out of the garages. Stuff is taken out of bank accounts. The stuff is disappeared. So you have to understand, you have to do a trust. That is your best option, because in a will, you say people get this, people get that. Well, in a trust, you can do the same thing, except a trust doesn't have to go through probate. It's simple. Now, you still might have disagreement, but the point of the matter is, it says it right here. You took this, you took that, that belongs to me. Clear. Give it back if that case arises, but that case will arise. But nonetheless, all I'm saying is it makes it easier on whoever you leave behind. All right. Let's go. All right, Eric, would it be better to put your DR properties on an LLC to protect you from potential suits or liabilities? No. Insurance is your best bet. LLC, okay. There's a couple of things with this. If you put it under LLC and you do rentals, then you're subject to corporation taxes in the DR. That's number one. You have to have a structure, so that means you have to have an accountant, and that means you got to pay a monthly fee for an accountant to do stuff. Straight out the box. You have extra fees. The advantage, though, is, well, you can, if you have Comforteur, then you can transfer the whole LLC, sell the LLC to the other individual, and you don't lose Comforteur. So that's one of the advantages. Because if you buy as a single individual, then the second person does not get Comforteur. And Comforteur lasts up to 15 years. Comforteur also changed that whenever the property got Comforteur, that date, that's the day they start the 15-year clock ticking. So if you bought a project and they told you 2 years ago, yeah, we have Comforteur already, and it's not going to be delivered till 2025, 3 years is gone. So you have 12 years of Comforteur. That's how it works now. All right. So in the case of this, the LLC, yeah, you can use it for protection, but now you have extra fees and extra costs with an LLC. At least that's what the lawyers say. But sometimes it's worth it, especially if you're getting 15 to 20% annually and you can afford it, then why not? But if you're getting 10% annually and you got to pay a 20% tax rate or 28% tax rate on top of that, that might be pretty hefty. So again, if you're going to do anything like that, you got to talk with accountants before you make that move in the DR, not in the USA, because it doesn't work quite the same way. You can do stuff there that I wish we could do here easily. Like, you know what's interesting is this. You can actually sell shares to also transfer property, which is pretty interesting, which is something else to consider as well. Yeah, there's some things you can do. That's why December 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, you go to ssnlifestyle.com. You sign up for our Punta Cana Investors Forum. And these are the questions that the lawyers can answer, the accountants can answer. Those are the questions you can have answered. And no additional cost, just the cost to come. That's the only thing you ever pay for. That's only because sometimes we might have to have shuttles. We might have to make arrangements. We might have some food. Might have all kinds of little incidentals. So that's why initially it's only $199 per person. Go sign up now. The first 5 people, it's $199. 2 people have already signed up at $199, just to let you guys know. December 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, you want to be in town. You want to leave the 5th, come the 1st, leave the 5th. We started around 10 a.m. in the morning, and each day we have something to do, whether it's banking, whether it's seeing lawyers, whether it's seeing properties, getting your idea of where things are in the city. That's what we do. You don't have to, you're not obligated to do anything, do business with anybody. We're just showing you properties, offering, yes. You can have special deals when new projects come out. You can have friends and family rates. You can have special $1,000 down to hold. Then 30 to 60 days later, put down your 10% or 20% or whatever. So you have different opportunities when you're in person because projects aren't even out sometimes. This happens actually each time we come, there's projects that's not coming out. They're friends and family. So now you get you're wondering, like, I'll give you a perfect example at Coral Lake. Studio unit, $86,000. That was in May. That studio unit now is $109,000. So see, the person who got it for $86,000, they would have a great deal. Over $20,000 in equity, if you count equity at this point. Just saying. This is what we're talking about here. All right. Hopefully that helps. And let me see. I got another question that I saw pop up, but unfortunately, they may not know we're live or something happened. I don't understand what happened. I blew it. Okay. I'm still on here, but hold on a second. I have to go look at something. I got a question. Let me see. Why isn't that here? Let's see here. Hold on a second. Damn, Robert. You should be on our you should be in the live stream. Okay, I'll propose this because this is a Larimar question. What do you suppose I do? 104,000 down on a 2-bedroom unit Horizon, priced at 305, which includes garage. Wait, that's not Horizon. It includes garage and storage, along with the furniture package. Oh, the payment of $4,000 a month, 19 months ending in March. After that, I'm supposed to come up with another 122 and change to finishing paying pullout. Is there a way I can do? Oh, pullout, is there a way? So do you think it's okay now? I'm very nervous. My particular unit is on the first floor, but it has a pool only, one of a kind, 2-bedroom. What the 305? What the 305? Wow. Okay, I can't even answer this one. So the Horizon 305 for the first floor. Jesus. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna help somebody right now. We're gonna go look at something. I'm gonna download this. I need some Larimar information. I can't remember about H1 is what I call this, Horizon 1. I'm gonna pull up H1. I'll show it on the screen. Let me see if I can get some Horizon View English. Here we go. Okay, we're still there. Let me see. Payment plans. This may be English. So I guess we'll go to Larimar. So I'll pull this up for everybody so you guys can see for yourself. I don't know why my chair's... I got to get a different chair. I think I'm going to have to get a different chair, ladies and gentlemen. Guess it's time for one of those sports seats. Guess it's that time. Okay, this is what... I have a question that you guys didn't see. All right. This is Horizon. This is in Larimar. This property I am not really promoting at this time because they haven't started building yet. They got their environmental license just like July 23rd. That means they still got to get permits. So basically, they're not going to start building anytime soon. Oh, I don't have the price list, though. Damn it. All right. Here's what he has. He has a 1,175 square foot interior. His terrace is 250 square feet. He has a swim up. He has a pool on the bottom floor. 2 bedrooms, 2 bath, private terrace, private pool. Fine. 1175 interior, 250 square foot terrace, which is okay, that's nice. All of it's nice. But you know, it's 1175 square feet. I mean, I don't know what to say. Side by side, I like this configuration as well. Anytime I can see 2 bedrooms on one, this is good. In the hallway, I don't mind this configuration. My favorite is on side by side, but nonetheless, this configuration I like as well. Wish it would have had a half bath out here, but so what? But nonetheless, is it worth 305? Probably. At today's prices, here's the thing. At today's prices, 305 is a deal. It's a freaking deal because of this right here. Because of this. That's why this is going to be a deal now. Because of this. This is in Los Corrales. 2 bedroom, 2 bath, 289. So you're going to tell me for 289, what would you rather have? A 2 bedroom, 2 bath, 1,000 square feet, or 2 bedroom, 2 bath, 1,100 square feet with the swim up pool and a terrace? I mean, in a complex that has amenities. I mean, it's a no-brainer. 305 is not bad now. If you would have said this 2 years ago, of course, 305 would have been like, what are you talking about? That needs to be 260 or 250. But if we're talking about, this sounds like he bought it recently because it was not 305 even a year and a half ago. And he mentioned 19 payments. So that means, I don't know when he bought it, but that would indicate last year. 2 years ago, it was 2 something, like 274, I think. So the price increase is not dramatic, but 305 on the bottom floor, that's going to be a good price for Horizon. Horizon, look, I don't really like talking about Horizon too much anymore, but I will say if they do what they're going to do, which won't be done until 2027 or 28, but when they get to whatever they need to do, Horizon is special. They're going to have their own commercial zone. They have their own pool and beach club, restaurant, fitness center, fitness room. They may even have a pool up top. It's a whole different animal. It's self-contained. So if they do that, then shopping is right. They don't even leave their section and have their own beach club. And there's no hotel in front anymore. So no, even if you're on the second floor, you're going to have views out to the water, the boardwalk, and out to the ocean. So that'll be interesting. So the value is actually increased when they removed the hotel from being in the front. So 305 at today's prices is a winner. So if Steve is seeing this or somebody else sees it and bought on the bottom floor and they spent 305, now 305 is a good price. But you're probably going to have to wait for 3 years, maybe 4, before the unit's built from now. So that's what we're talking about. If you're in the first phase, well, yeah, if you're in H1, you're going to be in first phase. So, yeah, you're going to have to wait till 2027. I think that's when delivery is. So I'll send them back a message, but yeah, it's 305. That's the going rate. That's the great rate. Let's put it to you another way. If Larimar was not behind, and I'm going to make full disclosure with Larimar, I invested in Larimar in case we have new people here. But I got fed up with the delays and lack of communication, so I told them, give me a refund. They have not. Now it's been about 5-6 months. No refund, no whatever they decide. They might decide, well, you defaulted because I'm not making no more payments either. I said, hey, give everybody an 18-month. Not just, I could have said, give me an 18-month contractual increase. But I said, nah, you know what? Give me a refund or I will settle for 18-month payment plan increase because there's no way you're building anything in 2025 or 2026. First phase is not going to be done in that time. So I figured I'll give you 2027 because at this point it's 3 years from now. But I haven't heard no response one way or another. They're not going to do my contract. Otherwise, they would have already done it. So that's what I said. Give everybody that because everybody should have that. So then that would lower the payments. That'd be good, good faith. And they're still like other people is going to ask probably, right? I said, yeah, that's the point. Give everybody an 18-month increase. Everybody. Even the guys who have Breeze and Paradise Towers. Because you're not building those in 2026. That's 2 years from now. You're not going to be building Prime, Horizon, Paradise, and Breeze and all those in 2 years. Come on. It's not possible. That's 5, 6, 7 towers. 7. 24 months. That's not possible. You're not doing one tower every 4 months. That's not possible under any circumstance. So I'm just saying. And now I hear that Aston Paradise Tower, which is Paradise Tower 2, in their news, it says it's supposed to be phase 1. I think it's a misprint. There is no freaking way you're doing 5 buildings or 6 buildings in 2 years. Well, first of all, Prime Tower section and Horizon 1's due next year. That's not going to happen. Not going to be building 4 or 5 towers in 1 year. That's ludicrous. You're not even going to build 1 tower in a year. So let's stop with that nonsense. But nonetheless, if they build it as it should happen, it's not going to be for 3-4 years, and you got a hell of a deal at 305. And everybody else who bought already got a hell of a deal also. Because remember, we bought our one bedroom. I mean, sorry, they bought one bedroom. Some people got one bedrooms for 90 grand, 95, 96 grand. Where can you find a one bedroom at around here that has a place that has amenities? They're charging 170 now, 180. Two bedrooms are now in the 200s, as you can see. So by the time they build this, yes, everybody's going to be happy because what you purchased it for 3 years from now, it's going to probably be 3 times the value, at least, maybe even 4. Because you got in when prices were still 2021, 2020 pricing. 2 bedrooms, 118, 120, 125, 130. Those same 2 bedrooms are now in the 200,000s. So 3 years from now, what are they going to be? 300,000? 320? If I got to buy something in Los Corrales for 289? I mean, this is where we're at. So hopefully you guys understand. So I'm going to wrap this up. I want to thank everybody for being here. I love you guys very much. I'll see you on Wednesday night. Wednesday is Wealthy Wednesday Night live stream, and only members with the icon like Paul Castillo can be in the chat room. I won't be live on Instagram. I'll be live here on YouTube podcast pages, and only members with the icon can be in the chat room. Just keep that in mind. And members of Twitch as well. All right. So that just gives you an idea on what's happening on Wednesday. Everybody can watch on Wednesday, though. That doesn't mean you can't watch. Everybody can watch. But if you like what we're talking about, smash that subscribe button. Subscribe to the channel. Click the all notification bell. And sign up at the very bottom with all our social media platforms. And sign up for the newsletter. Why? Because an email goes out generally before I send an email. An email goes out before I send an email. That's funny. An email goes out before I do a live stream. Today is one of those rare days. I think I've done it 3 times. I was talking with my cousin about some music business stuff, trying to help a young gun out. So I went over, which I shouldn't have, but I've done that like 3-4 times that I haven't sent out an email over the 5 years. It's happened before. This ain't the first time. I've done it probably 4 times before, maybe 5. So, but every Monday we're here 52 weeks a year. Rain, shine, holiday or not, pretty much we're here. We make it happen. So you got 2 years, 11 months left. 2 years, no, 10 months left. Countdown has begun because I'm done after that. All right. So you guys get all the information you want right now, all the help you want right now. You got to get it while we're here. Understand what I'm giving you is good for life. When we start talking about investments, all these are good for life is what we're talking about. This isn't a one-off. So when if something happens to me, all you have to remember is the golden rule that I have is pretty simple. If you see banks and rich people doing something like saying, I'm investing in AI, I'm investing in chips, I'm investing in real estate, you better jump right on in, because that wave, the rich people actually in corporations, they actually make everything move. So with all that said, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here. It's only getting harder as prices increase for everybody. It's a capitalist system. Prices cannot go down. They're going to continue to stay at level or almost a little more, because somebody's going to have to get 2, 3, 4% more next year than they got this year. It's a corporation. So therefore, you have to make 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8% more every year. So if you're making $50,000 a year, consider yourself having to make $54,000 a year next year just to stay level, barring any crazy activity like a pandemic or anything. So that's the thing that you have to live with. Hurricane comes through your territory, you know what's going to happen. Your insurance is going to go up, if you can get it all. So with all that said, once again, on the way out, I want to thank E. White for his $10 donation this evening. I appreciate it. He's going to be the newly minted millionaire along with Mr. De La Cruz, along with Georges Charles. The reason why I say this is because there's something I said in 2020, 2021, 2022 is exponentials. I said, if it's a good market, if it's a good stock, a good real estate adventure, and you can buy more than one in the same market, you should exponentially buy more. Those young men bought more, not one, not two, not three, but more than that units. And so therefore, you can imagine if somebody bought something for 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, or you have 5 properties that you on average bought for 120,000, and all those properties double in price, that means the asset value is $1 million. That also means you could potentially borrow against your equity. Sure, it may only be 600,000 or 700,000 of it, but that's 600 or 700,000 you didn't have to work for. And some people don't even make that in a lifetime the way these wages are. So they've put themselves in the millionaire class position. And it'll be income producing to actually increase the value in more ways than one. You got the equity. Now you tell somebody I make $20,000, $30,000 a year in profit. What's that worth it? You can sell it as a commercial property or residential. But when you start telling people this makes $50,000 every year, here's my tax returns. All of a sudden, is that really going to be worth $350,000? Not to me, it's not. I'm gonna be like, I want $450,000. They're gonna go, yeah, but the neighborhood only sells these for $375. I said, yeah, but see, this makes $50,000 every year. Theirs don't. So I'm selling this as commercial property. It's a residential, but I'm selling it like it's a commercial property. So I need like damn near $500,000. Worst case scenario would be $475. Okay. So this is where you go. You have options. You put yourself in position. And also you get to do the paper. You get to make derivatives. If down the line they allow you to borrow equity in the DR, which right now I don't think they do. But imagine if you had $500,000 or $600,000 worth of equity, that plays all over the world. And you can tap into 400,000. Now that gives you the power to say, you know what? Let me go buy a business that gives me more money. Let me go buy some more commercial property, maybe that gives me some more money that can pay back this loan. We never know what the future is going to be when it's regarding banking and when there's high dollars being purchased. See, this is where I'm thinking I'm waiting for United States company, a mortgage company or a banking entity to enter to market, because when you start selling stuff like 3-bedroom condos for $540,000, how much are villas? You're going to start selling villas for $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 now, which they do. But now $300,000, $400,000, $250,000 villas are going to start rising. So what are you going to do? You have all these people that are going to be able to tap into equity. I would want that refinance business. Wouldn't you? I would. So who knows what's going to happen over the next 3 years. So stay tuned. Of course, I'll keep you all abreast. And of course, watch for the Dominican Republic Weekly. The Dominican Republic broke their all-time record for the month of July with 811,000 tourists by air. Can you imagine if that was the norm? 900,000, 1 million tourists by air. Stay tuned. 3 years. I anticipate that's where it's going to be at. At the end of this year, it's going to be somewhere between 8.5, 9 million. Next year, 9.5 to 10 million. Next year after that, it should reach 11, simply because more airlines will be in play. And then after that, if we can get to 12, Sky is awesome at that point. Because if 60% of all tourists land at the Punta Cana airport and you're near the Punta Cana airport, man, that's when things are going to get very, very interesting, because you're going to have 7.8 million people landing at that airport. You shut that down to half, that's 3.5. That's 2 people. And if you break it down like that, that would give you, divide 3.5 by 52. Now you understand 7. 7 is the magic number. 700 is the magic number. So if you can start doing 52 weeks into 3.5, now you're starting to get good. 700,000 a month on average. We need to get to 1.2. And if we do that, that's 14 million. I don't know if the island could do that. I just don't know. We will see. So with all that said, make sure you stay safe out here and keep your head up. Keep moving. And I'm out.